Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here, Golden Opportunities Coaching. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. We discuss social and emotional and coaching related topics on a variety of topics. If there's something you'd like to see covered in a future audio, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, like, subscribe, comment. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're about 325 right now. Not exactly where I'd like to be, but better than where we were. Thank you to each and every one of you who have subscribed. Please share this on social media if it can be helpful to someone you know or someone you care about. Anyway, today we're going to talk about signs that you are, in fact, in love with your best friend. So there's 7 of these I want to talk about. Deep conversations is the first thing I want to talk about here. When you can have a conversation about the meaning of life or goals, dreams, aspirations, and it feels natural and it feels comfortable and it never feels forced and it's just flowing. And many times these conversations will happen over several days, weeks, months, and they just keep growing. And it's kind of like you begin to know what that person needs to do to achieve their goals, and you know it intuitively and you know it inside. And your desire to see them do that becomes a central part of why you're connected with them as a person. You might be falling in love with your best friend. Similarly, they do the same for you, so you feel free to begin to explore who you are, why you're here, the things you want to accomplish, what it is that matters to you, your goals, your aspirations, and all of those things. And you don't feel like you need to hold back or change your wording or be anything less than 100% authentic. Yeah, that's the type of relationship where you're falling in love, and that often happens in best friend level situations. The next thing is flirting. It happens naturally. So you don't think, gee, how do I look more attractive to this person? Or, gee, I wonder if he'll let me brush my hand against his knee. Or, gee, I wonder if she would care if I gave her a peck on the cheek or held the door for her. You do these things in a natural, meaningful, organic way, and it just comes naturally. You don't even think of it as flirting anymore. It's just, this is the way I would care for you if we were together. So let me mirror image and simulate that for you to see and witness, and hope that you see this and witness it and understand it, so that I don't have to broach the uncomfortable conversation of what the heck we are to each other at this point. The next thing that I would say here is other people see it. So your friends might have noticed, your family might have noticed. Even strangers might comment when you're out and about with each other. Oh, what a cute couple you are, or oh, how long have you been together? And there's kind of that unspoken thing, which later does get spoken by strangers or your loved ones, where it's like, we thought you were together. I've actually had this happen. It's so funny. I've had that happen on a couple of first dates, which is really awkward, but it's awkward for the reason of like, well, if this person doesn't feel the same way, then that's going to be uncomfortable in a conversation. But when it happens with a best friend, it becomes awkward for a different reason. Because you want to look across the room at them and say, hey, you big dummy, other people see it and you don't do anything with it. Or, hey, how come you haven't done anything with this? What if I get away? And that's actually, the what if is one of the things I want to talk about in this audio. But suffice to say, when other people see it and they're not reacting to it, it becomes really uncomfortable. And so it almost kind of forces the hand of, we need to have a conversation. The next one is jealousy. So when you're a friend, you want what's best for them. When you've started to develop feelings for a friend, you want what's best for them as long as it includes you. And so naturally what begins to happen is you imagine yourself in romantic and future planning situations with your best friend, but B, when they start to go on dates or start looking or put up a dating profile, you immediately or almost instantaneously feel pings of jealousy, and you might even begin to subliminally sabotage the their attempt at other relationships. Like, you might criticize, you're going to go on a date with him, he's too ugly for you. Or you're going to go on a date with her, she looks like she's greedy, or she looks like she's a gold digger, or she looks like she's crazy, or whatever. And you're saying these things partially out of friendship, but also partially to kind of build a fence. Fence building is a thing where you kind of build a fence around the person that you have interest in so that no one else can get close to them before you have your shot. The problem is that will eventually cause problems in the friendship because it's like they want to move on, and if they're not seeing you or they don't see you the same way, it's just going to get awkward as you begin to continue building fences and they go, "What are you doing?" Right? And that does happen quite a lot more than we'd like to admit, but that's kind of the back end of jealousy. So another one that's rather common is the idea that you know, like, you confront your truth because you are wanting to be the best person you can possibly be with them. So when I say confront your truth, I'm not talking about the truth of your emotion for that person, although we'll get there in a second because that is part of the journey and part of the process with this. But when I say confront truth, I'm talking about what things do I need to improve? What things do I need to look at differently? What things about me need to be reevaluated so that I can be the best potential partner to my friend if and when they're ready that I can possibly be. You're going to do that internally and you're going to do it naturally because your love for them starts to take over how you view the world, and you start to make changes, hopefully positive ones, to appear more attractive to them. And that confrontation of truth also may come in the form of taking constructive criticism from that friend that you wouldn't take from anybody else, and taking it with seriousness and a heavy weight. Not doesn't mean so heavy that you can't cope, but heavy like, hey, this person does care about me and they're pointing this out. Maybe I need to pay more attention to this. So that's that. And then the confession comes. So you finally do have to eventually confess your emotions for this person. And it's not so much that you fear losing them. Instead, your focus becomes, now what? Now what happens? But the now what, and I'm going to actually blend the last two here, is balanced with the what if. What if I don't ever say anything? What if this never happens? What if he or she is interested and they were wondering the same thing about me? So the balance of the fear of the change in the relationship is also balanced equally with the what if this is never confessed? What if we never deal with this thing? And life is short, right? So even if you confess to your crush or your best friend that you're interested and it doesn't work out, yes, it's going to take time. Yes, it's uncomfortable to deal with. Yes, you don't want to deal with it at all. But at least you have a litmus ability to go, here's what I do from here with this information. If you never have the conversation, if you never confront it, you'll never move forward from it, which means you're missing out on one of the 7 billion people in the world with whom you could be having a relationship that's equally amazing to the one you thought you were going to have with your best friend. So it's important to confront those things as efficiently as possible. Now, that is it for today's audio. But if you have a topic you'd like to see covered, please feel free to reach out. And until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.